Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Want to know how to get the most out of the hours in your day? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast and owner of PutYourselfFirst.com. I'm a health and fitness coach that's helped thousands of people get off the couch and just get going and get motivated. And today we're going to talk about how to get more out of the time in your day. I know lots of people are really crazy busy. As the year goes on, we've got summer things that happen. We've got holidays that come up during the last part of the year where people get busy with all their holiday shopping and events that they have to go to. There's vacations that go on, and just this whirlwind of activity that we seem to think that we're going to have these little pockets of extra time at some point. And time keeps rolling on and time keeps going on. And a lot of times we find that it's like, man, I'm just struggling here. And one of the things that I'm going to tell you, you might be listening to this, you might be watching this and going, okay, now when I hear this little tip, I'm going to disregard it because there's no way I have time for it. But what if I told you that if you make exercise a vitally important part of your life, a part of your daily routine, a lot of other things are going to magically fall into place, including having more time in your day. It's kind of seems counterintuitive or counterproductive, doesn't it? I mean, how am I going to find time to get an extra amount of exercise in when I'm already overworked, overtaxed, overbusy, not enough time to do the things that's already on my to-do list? And I'm just going to share some of the things that I've experienced. I noticed years ago, I noticed performance at work, and even just in my life in general, things were suffering. And it was really hard to break this cycle because I kept telling myself really stupid stories about, needing to get healthy, needing to get fit, needing to get more energy, needing to find time. And, I would, keep telling myself, I really should exercise. I really should eat better. But then there was the snooze button when I woke up, or there was the Pizza Hut commercial, or there's an invitation to go out for beers, or maybe the smell of Cinnabon in the mall as I was walking through, or oh my gosh, are those Pop-Tarts there when I'm shopping? Or maybe there's that next video game that came out, or the next Netflix movie that came on. And those just seemed a lot easier and a lot more pleasurable than eating right and exercising. And you get the picture. There just wasn't any time for exercise. And while abs are cool, have you seen stuffed crust pizza or had it? That was a little meme that I saw online at one time, and it's kind of funny, but very true. And when people are unhealthy, it's not because we don't know how to be healthy. Okay, we all know how to increase our physical energy, and we know it's just common sense, right? Eating right. We should eat healthier foods and exercise. We should work out more and sleep. We should get more sleep, 6 to 8 hours, right? I mean, there's nothing to argue about there. But unfortunately, people do argue. We even argue and have those little battles in our head, and we tell ourselves little nonsense things, or, even in the conversations I have with people will create just nonsense to justify poor behaviors in these areas. And I'm guilty of that too. And too often when we're wanting to achieve things or to get more time in our day, we like to blame our physical energy. Why we're so sluggish, why we're so tired, and we just don't have time for this, or this is how I'm built, or man, work is really overtaxing me, and just we're way too overworked at our company, and there's no way I can do this, and I have a 5-hour commute each day, and I'm walking uphill through the snow, kind of like the old story as kids. We walked uphill both ways to school through 6 feet of snow every day, the crazy stories. And while, we have well-meaning things and we justify those, it's just that we're just telling ourselves stories, and we're not making a decision that can actually reverse those effects and actually create more time in our day. And, a lot of times we'll say things like, I'll focus on my health and happiness again 90 days down the road. I'm just too busy right now. Think how silly that sounds. Or, man, I'm just built this way. Or, I don't have time for, you insert whatever it is. And it generally refers to, I don't have time for working out. I don't have time for eating healthy. Or I don't have time to meditate, or to just get my day started out right. And we often should all over ourselves. Yes, that should. And shoulding all over yourself, it really kind of stinks. Because what happens with that is it creates this sense of shame or this sense of guilt. And it keeps people from making positive changes. I know a lot of times, I'll talk to people, say, I'm a health and fitness coach. I'll tell them what I do. And they're like, oh, yeah, I should exercise more. Or, yeah, I should make better choices doing that. But then as they're saying that, they're feeling guilty or overwhelmed. And that actually kind of breeds inaction and makes a person stagnant. And the more you should do something, it's less likely that you will actually take action and do it. And not taking action toward whatever it is that you want to do. Is it losing the belly weight? Is it losing some weight? Is it just getting in shape? Is it getting more energy? Is it getting more hours in your day? Because not taking action on that is actually going to make you feel worse about yourself. And it adds to that feeling of shame and guilt. And it brings about more shoulds. And so here's the thing when it comes to exercise. And I coach a lot of people about this. Exercise and eating right doesn't necessarily cost you extra time. Let me repeat that again. Exercise and eating right doesn't actually cost you any extra time. In fact, it really buys you back time, and it makes you feel more productive and energized. But you got to get there. You got to take action to get there. And, it's kind of like, I used to be a smoker. I know some of you don't even know that. But I used to be a smoker, and you could have told me all the data about all the benefits of quitting smoking. But it wasn't until I made that decision to take action on it that I actually got to experience those benefits. Same deal with exercise. And if I'm a person that can overcome this, you can. So it's actually going to make you more energized, more productive. And if you're sharper and more on the ball, and you're better able to put things out and do things that matter, because you took the time to get the energy, and the exercise, the exercise fueled you, and you started eating better, and that created a better feeling in the body and made the body respond even better, then all of a sudden you are making the most of your day. So think about this. What other stories do you tell yourself that allow you to keep making poor choices for yourself? Now, I've been reading this book, and maybe you recognize some of this stuff. I've been reading this book called High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard, and his research validates much of what I have experienced, and even the people that I coach, what people have experienced on their health and fitness journey. And here's the tips. It's not rocket science, but it's something you need to think about, and not something that you should do, but that you need to do, must do, take action to do. If you're being honest, you know that the research is right. You need to exercise, and you need to exercise a lot, especially if you care about not only your mental performance, but making the most of the hours in your day. And you think about it this way. Exercise improves learning. It decreases stress. And stress really kills that mental performance. And I think that's why a lot of times when people are stressed, we're spending so much time justifying the sitting on the couch, justifying the video games, etc. It just seems like too much effort. But just know taking action on the exercise is going to flip that switch, because it increases your energy, and exercise enables you to perform general tasks better, faster, more efficiently. I mean, even going around and just doing regular household things or mowing the lawn or shoveling or whatever it is, that stuff becomes easier, more doable. But I tell people, I could sit here and make all the list for you, but it isn't until you take action, start doing it yourself, that you'll really wake up and go, oh, wow. Yeah, I don't get sore. I don't pull a muscle as easily, or oh, I dropped something on the floor and I reached down and it was effortless. I didn't feel like I had to steady myself as my knees cracked and my back ached to reach all the way down to the floor. It's just simple things like that end up just kind of seeming to fade into the background. It isn't a matter of, oh my gosh, I was born this way, I was built this way, I'm too old, I'm too that. You know what? Speaking of too old, I've been running these P90X live classes, and the person has been showing up most consistently is a 70-year-old lady. She's like, you know what? I'm not being the victim here. I want to keep going and be able to do these things, because you know what? I discovered all of a sudden I was not able to do a lot of things that I used to be able to do. And I just took responsibility for it and just said, you know what? It's because I haven't been moving my body. I haven't been exercising. And so I started joining classes. And that's why she shows up and does the P90X. Sure, she modifies, but she's getting the range of motion. She's putting the effort in. So if you have a job, or even if your life just requires you to learn fast, or to deal with stress, or to be alert, or to pay attention, or just be a better parent, or have a positive mood, then you need to take exercise more seriously. Because here's the deal. One thing I learned in Brendan's research, just 6 weeks of exercise, it's been proven to enhance the dopamine production and receptivity in the brain, and that elevates your mood and your mental performance. I actually tell people to strive for 90 days to really start to see results, and you're going to start to see the physical results. Not only in your body's transformation, but in all areas. I mean, the mood part, that is a big part of things. You're just happier. You just feel better. And if you want to make the most out of your day and the most out of the hours that you have, you got to take exercise more seriously. And if you have kids, oh my gosh, take it doubly more seriously. Now, that's another podcast topic. Just know that exercise is everything. And I know it doesn't sound like much fun. You can make fitness fun, but you know what? It doesn't start out that way. It starts out being a struggle. And there's a lot of things out there that you can do to make it fun, to make it transition, make it easy. I used to run these little 10-minute groups, and you're welcome to join me on one of those, just to develop a pattern, develop a habit. But just know that exercise, it's been effective in, it's been more effective, I bet, for depression, as opposed to doing medication. And it boosts serotonin production, which is that stuff that helps make you sleep better. And that then will help you produce more natural serotonin in your body. It decreases pain. I know a lot of times we think, oh my gosh, exercise, that's painful. But that's a temporary thing. Once you're starting to get your body fit, you're going to notice pain, end up, most likely, unless you've got this major injury of some sort, pain reduce, and that's especially those major issues fading away in adults. And if you make exercise just vitally important part of your life, you're going to make things magically fall into place. But you got to do it. So I encourage you to do what I did. Take action, start small, but be consistent. Set a 90-day plan. I'm not saying a little 1 week plan. We've got these little 1 week programs and stuff, but people will just do the 1 week, they stop, and they go back to old habits. You're wanting to make the most out of your day. So commit to a 90-day plan or 90-day program, because, then there'll be 91, 92, 93, but you don't stop after the 90 days. But you start with a plan that's going to take you through those 90 days, because you're going to notice some major transformations. And I'm going to say do it now. Don't wait for next month. I'm going to do it in the spring. I'm going to do it in the summer. I'm going to do it in the fall. And a lot of times people will wait until a New Year's resolution to start. You know what? That's shooting all over yourself. That's putting things behind, and it's just putting it off, and it's just creating those guilty feelings. It's creating stress feelings. It's not doing your body any good. I'll tell you what, I've got a fitness blitz that's starting. You're welcome to join that. You can email me, perrytinsley@gmail.com, and I can give you the details on it. We can come up with a plan, whether it's just a fun little dancing workout type of thing, or if it's a 10-minute thing that you just want to see, can you fit your 10 minutes in and watch that energy go? I actually had a buddy of mine. He joined one of my 10-minute groups. All he did was 10 minutes a day, but he did it consistently. Lost 40 pounds, energy was off the hook, and he was ready to take things to the new level. Once he was done. But he said, you know what, I'm committing to a year of this. I thought it was impressive. I just said 90 days, dude. And that was it. But consider joining one of my Fitness Blitz challenges. And I will help you find something that's perfect for you. Now, if you're already into fitness, or you've been doing things, you are welcome to join that too. You already know the benefits of how exercise is making your hours count, and you're actually saving more time during your day, or having more time, seemingly having more time. We all have the same amount of time, right? To do it. I have friends who are busy moms of like 7 or 8 kids, and they still get their exercise done. And you know how crazy busy that life must be. I know people that work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and they still take time for the exercise because they can get more done. They feel more productive at work and more mentally clear. And I wish that for you, my friend. I so appreciate you for coming on this show, listening. If you feel that you've gotten value and there's some really good nuggets in here, maybe you already have that fitness journey locked in and you're already dialed in. But if you know of somebody who could really benefit from this and needs to get started, please pass this episode on to them. In this podcast, I share a lot of tips in that, and I'd be glad to help them out. And you'd absolutely rock for paying it forward. You know what else would absolutely rock is if you got over to the iTunes store or even in your podcast app and gave an honest rating and review of this show. It will help more people. And you might not have known this. This podcast is in video form and in audio form. So if you go into your iTunes or podcast app and search for Power Blast Podcast, you can find both of those. So if you want to watch it, you can download the video one. If you want to just do the audio, listen in your car, certainly can do that too. And the other thing is that we also had the show over on YouTube, and that's a YouTube, and just do a search for Power Blast Podcast. You'll find it there on YouTube. It's under a funky username. I think it's P. Tinsley. Well, you absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.